went that way.
Okay, male or female?
Neither. They, them.
What?
That's their pronoun.
Okay, so how many were there?
Oh my God, one, you idiot. They're non-binary.
So does non-binary have a hole or a pole? We just need to clarify.
They who? Who them? Where why? Who's who? Who's who? They, them, or who?
We're having pronoun trouble again. Were they white?
No.
Were they black?
No, colour doesn't matter, you bigot.
Were they fat?
That's body shaming. Sorry.
What do they look like?
A human. That's who you're getting from me, you pig.
Okay, witness says we're looking for an angry, BO-smelling, pink-haired dog with a nose ring over.
Humans have intersectionality.
What's a hermaphrodite?
Something that's male and female.
Okay, that's two. You're further making my point.
Right, but
Show me something with 3 or 4 or 5 genders.
hermaphrodite is a type of sex where you have combined chromosomes of male and female.
Of what?
Male and female.
That's 2.
Combined.
Amen. That's 2, and that's my point. There's only 2. Now that's my point. There's only 2. You'll never see a non-binary zebra. You'll never see a 2-spirit horse. You'll never see a frog that thinks he's a monkey.
These people are absolutely delusional. They just believe in the nonsense that they've been programmed to believe in. They're basically NPCs. When social media tells them to believe in something, they just propagate the rubbish that social media tells them to believe in.
Demented homophobic and transphobic rhetoric and rants just further prove our point that we have to fight loudly to be respected. The reason that LGBTQIA+ rates are so high in this country, it's because there are people like you who make us feel like we don't belong.
Okay, is there a question in there or a speech?
Yes.
You gotta ask a question, buddy.
How do you think other people with your beliefs respond to the fact that your hateful and harmful rhetoric costs the lives of queer children every single day, on average, every 45 seconds?
Okay, so this is just gonna be a pure boogeyman. You're pretending that someone committed suicide because of Candace Owens. You've got no facts here. I sat down with a man named Walt Heyer who was convinced to chop his penis off after your community told him that there was something wrong with him because he had confusion. Why was he trans? Because he was molested when he was 4 years old by his uncle. Rather than being sat down and spoken to by a psychologist, he was handed hormone pills, and he eventually chopped off his penis. Suicide rates go up after they transition. And Candace Owens wasn't the one that chopped their dicks off.
Here we go again with all the phobias. These people just want to shame people for telling the truth. That's all it really is. The ABCD talk about loving everyone and allowing people to do what they want until you have a different opinion to them.
Would you date someone who's plus size?
Who's fat?
Yeah.
What the? Yeah. Nah, I don't like that. Not trying to be rude, but me personally, I don't like fat girls. I just don't want to come home to a fat.
Got him!
Messages for Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. 1, you should be here right now with your squad. 2, your team about to go down in North Carolina.
Again, you got to be careful. There's a shot been moved here by Lloyd. Lloyd! Another shot. Well, there's Trundle with the left, and Trundle looks so possible in this game. Trundle trying to move around. That's going to be a night. Burkhoff takes that shot. Make that perfect contact. Jarvis there. 12-0. Wrexham defeats the U.S. women.
My vegan Nikes on right now. They look like real animal skin, but they're made out of vegan alternatives, and we don't need to be...
You're confident they weren't made with very cheap child labour?
Well, they do claim that they're sustainable and ethical, so I try to live my life as ethically as possible. Unfortunately, it's impossible to be 100% cruelty-free in this very violent and non-vegan world.
Before we get back into the video, I need everyone to turn on their post notifications so that you get notified whenever one of my videos come out. Like the video as much as possible, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow me on Twitter at YinkaThatGuy. Let us get back into the video.
Not less than you because you are white. I don't need you to look at me and feel bad for me because of the color of my skin. And that's effectively what you're doing every time you take an application. You say, oh, well, this girl's black, so I kind of feel bad for her, so I'm going to put her at the top of a line. It's just not necessary. You are basically saying that Black Americans cannot do it on their own.
I'm of mixed background. What am I supposed to mark on an application? Am I supposed to mark multiple boxes?
Mark black.
That's a terrible thing to tell someone to do.
Well, it's the truth because you believe in affirmative action. So I said mark black. I'm in an interracial relationship, so I can speak to this. I have a son that's half white and a son that's half black and a daughter that's half white and half black. Okay. They're going to mark black because I know that there are people like you at the universities who will say, well, because this person is black, I'm just going to let them in.
No, they're going to mark black because they're black.
Well, they're half black and half white. They're both. Yes. What are you going to look at that applicant as a little bit less because they're half white? How do you guys figure that out?
Holistically, across a number of different factors.
I love me a buzzword. Holistically and racial consciousness.
Oh, yeah? Reverse discrimination is a buzzword.
It's not reverse discrimination. It's just discrimination. It's just racism if you're judging people on the basis of their skin color.
How about black people just stop playing victim and start being victors instead? It's very easy to complain about everything, especially in today's day and age where people get praised for complaining about everything. The victim Olympics.
I don't believe in ageism.
So what about when it comes to sex? Do you believe in ageism? Do you believe that children can consent to sex with adults?
Not with adults.
Why not?
So ageism as in that adults have all of the accumulated knowledge that ever needs to be had. Right. Versus children. That is what I'm talking about. Like, adults do not have all the accumulated knowledge.
We trust children to know what's best for them in your first argument, but now when it comes to sex, children don't have the accumulated knowledge. You acknowledge that. You're saying children can change sex, but they can't have sex. Why
you
is that
are
different
doing
standard?
the hate group thing where you're mishmashing predatory things with kids understanding their own genders and their own identities. I'm not saying that you are actively going forth and working to oppress people, although you are. I am
By
saying
saying we shouldn't sterilize and mutilate kids, I'm oppressing them?
you're not.
When you truly take all these ABCD communities, people's belief to their logical conclusions, you conclude the very things this woman was saying. And I'm sure there are definitely cogs turning in her head to see the stupidity of what she was saying. This is the insanity that's going on in today's world in the West, and people need to start waking up and speaking up more.
To have sexuality and are waking up to it, and it's better that they be educated about it by professionals, by people who can screen those books in the schools, make like the librarian, and make determinations who it's appropriate for and where it'll be. When I was a young man, which was many, many years ago, we had Playboy. You know, we learned it through Playboy.
Did you have it in school?
I'm sorry. How is this different?
Did you have it in school?
No, we did not have it in school, but
that would be how it's different.
Why would God equip the average woman to be smarter than men? Do you think it's just for homeschooling their children?
Again, the claim that you made at first, which is that men and women have bell curves, the men's bell curve being wider than the woman's, would not imply that the average woman is smarter than the average man.
Oh, no.
It would line them up
the
exactly.
The curve itself
implies
or actually indicates that
it would
on
just
average...
be the extremes.
No. If you actually look at the curves at the top, it's women taller than the men's curve.
But the IQ of the curve would be on the x-axis, right? That's where you get the extremes. So I think.
So are you disputing that on average women are more intelligent than men?
As would Larry Summers, as would the people who have studied.
Gotcha, bitch! The sad thing about this video is people actually believe that this woman is smart, but yes, she can't even read a basic graph that you learn in secondary school.
We wanted to show them the reason George Floyd got his neck nailed on. Don't ooh at that joke. It's just a joke, man. I would have never kneeled on George Floyd's neck. I would have shot that nigga. That was making us look. It's called comedy, nigga. How many more black fans I gotta hit that might leave? Oh, good shit, man. I got. Cause nigga, I was just warming up with that George Floyd shit. You ready to go? All right, baby. Okay. All right, you offended too, baby, with the braids? All right, you offended too? God damn, man, fuck. Y'all good? Or y'all about to... Oh, I'm... I like Kyle Rittenhouse too. I like Kyle Rittenhouse too. You too, bro? God damn, bro. Oh, but you fuck with me a little bit, right? See that? Yeah. Damn, one more guy. Damn, man. That nigga don't even want to go, but his ride leaving. He don't even want to go. He like, man, I don't like George Floyd either, man. That nigga had fentanyl. God damn, you gotta stoop low for a joke.